Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. We've made it through half of the week already, and what better way to wake up with us than this beautiful view and a realtor spotlight with the lovely Brandy Campbell here with Watermark. And so we're going to learn all about Brandy and she has longevity in this industry. She's got tips for everyone. She's got an amazing story. So I'm just going to let you kind of start telling us a little bit where you started and where you come to.
Thank you so much. So I appreciate you asking me to speak today and then giving me the opportunity to choose such a beautiful location to sit and do that. I always tell my clients when they come into town and when I'm speaking to anyone, we just take for granted sometimes living here what is right at our fingertips and what we can do, and that should the day hit you, it's absolutely acceptable at 12 o'clock on a day like this to kind of call it a day, come have you a cool drink and a sandwich. You know, no one would question that, so you would be okay.
So my bosses are listening. Christy, Preston, you've heard it here.
Brandy said it's a beautiful day, go live your best life. I mean, that's really what I made my business on, is that we're out here living our best life. But I've been in real estate coming into my 9th year now, and I'm with Watermark Real Estate Group. When I first got into business, I was primarily focusing on buyers. A lot of my marketing was across the United States, as we always as an area have seen an influx of people moving here from the Northeast and other locations. We're certainly seeing that multiplied today and in the last few years as well. So the last 3 years really, I've seen more of a shift in my business to being more of a listing agent, which it actually works really well, because in my first few years of serving so many buyers, it gave me really great insight to what buyers think, say, look at when they come into your home, which actually helped me to better prepare sellers for some of the things that they would hear from buyers. You know, often sellers will say, maybe I'll replace that carpet, and I would say, well, if you put new carpet in, the buyer's going to come in and say, I love laminate floor, and we're not going to get that money back for you. So, just guiding sellers through the process, and interestingly enough, and I'm kind of lumped it into the thought process that the longer you stay in the business, you're just going to naturally pivot into what the business is doing. So for the last 3 years, Myrtle Beach has been named maybe number 2 for population growth, for relocation. So that would have been a sign, actually, 3 years ago, that sellers were kind of going to take a little bit more of a foothold than they had in years past. 9 years ago, we had lots of buyers and endless properties. Today, we're down by about 75% from an inventory standpoint. And something I actually do for my sellers is I like to take a look at how much showings are up when we have properties on the market. And we actually know that showings are up by about 175% right now from where we were last year. It's unbelievable. So I'm certainly relying on my knowledge from the previous years in business and the business that I'm doing right now today and every day to help advise my clients, whether they're buying or selling. For the buyers, I keep telling them, do not be disappointed, do not give up, just stay in it, stay consistent, be ready when the home becomes available, be ready. There were a lot of agents in our marketplace, and everyone offers something different and good and valuable. But a lot of consumers may not know that the average agent may only sell 4 homes a year in our area. So you are going to require an agent who is, simply doing more volume, turning more transactions around for longer periods of time, who know what types of components the contracts are going to take. Also, I have said for many years, a good buy today is a good resell tomorrow. I still try to maintain that baseline, even in a time where it's not as easy to do so, and instructing my clients. And then over 80% of my business personally is referral. So I've even been in situations where I've said to my buyers, you know what, you'll hate me in a few years, I think, if you pay that for it and we get here, and kind of weighing the pros and cons. And you really have to have the experience to be able to say that to someone.
Yeah, exactly.
And then with the sellers on the flip side, it's a lot of individuals may think I can sell my house myself because, they sell themselves. But realistically, what's happening on that end is sellers are leaving money on the table.
Yeah, for sure.
Some of the easiest deals I'm picking up for buyers right now are simply listing agents who are underpricing their properties, and they don't know the value of it. So if you move quick enough and you offer more to fair market value, then you are actually able to secure those properties, and we have happy buyers.
Good.
So we're shifting, and if there was one thing that I could certainly say to any home buyer or seller is do your diligence and your research into the amount of experience your agent has, because that will serve you well in this aggressive market when you're trying to buy a home and inventory is at record lows, and it will serve you well as a seller in the marketplace when you'd like to make top dollar. And too, as a seller, we are adding more contingencies right now. As a seller, you're in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
So one of the things we hear, and I don't know if you know anyone who's experienced it, is I want to sell my house, but I don't know where I will go. So
and that's kind of scary too, because if you jump in and you're ready to sell your house, you don't have that next place lined up. You could be out and not have any, especially families. That's what made me nervous when we were selling ours.
Concerning. So, we are actually negotiating in more, extensions for time. Okay, I'll sell you my house and you'll know that you're going to have it, but I'm going to need 3 months to find a house, get moved, any of those types of things. Before, if you would tell a buyer that, they would say, no, have a good
deal's
life.
done.
But recently, the more I say I've never heard, the more it gets done that way. So we're just having to be creative and even more so work together in the spirit of camaraderie for both clients at that point.
I imagine. I didn't even think about that. So being in the business for so long, you have that ability to be creative like that.
Absolutely.
And to really work for your clients that way.
Absolutely.
Which is awesome.
I learned also very early on the value of social media. Your company does a lot of marketing via social media, so you understand that presence and being present and being able to be located and found. Social media is a really great outlet for marketing your clients' properties, educating people to the area, and just really allowing people to kind of see the inside of some of what we do and what we're seeing as an industry.
It brings a real reality to someone, and they're like, okay, you kind of really get to know somebody, you get to know their business, they get to know kind of what you do for your clients, they see all of that, and then they would see themselves like, well, if she sells my house, she's going to do this, this, and this, and I love that, she's going to get people, and you also become like a local expert, which you are anyway, because you've grown up here, your family's rooted here, and you have a big value for anyone that was looking to buy or sell.
Absolutely. I love my area. That I've always been a part of sales in some capacity, but it's really easy to sell something that you truly enjoy, love, and enjoy being a part of. All of my clients and through the years navigating as an independent agent, I've had to navigating as an independent agent, I've really had to separate what mattered the most to me and things like that, and just to be able to scale. And one thing I continue to put at the top of my list of things that I'm navigating is client satisfaction, caring for my clients. I actually have keys to a lot of my clients' homes because they're second homes, as our area is. So when storms or things would come true, I actually have contractors and different individuals I'll send to board windows for my clients if that's what they need. If we're concerned about something, go and check off your property for you, anything like that. Every time I start to talk about the importance of referrals and clients and people moving into our community, I'm reminded that my first sale I ever did actually translated into 11 sales.
Wow.
From clients from Beckley, West Virginia. I've never been, but I hear Beckley likes me.
You're the hot name out there if you're moving to this area.
So that speaks volumes.
It does.
About how much I care about my clients. And nothing makes me happier than when I have free time and I'm down here and I see my clients on the Marsh Walk or in the community pool or, really living out, what we planned and what they hoped for. And then when, life happens and it changes, I have found that that repeat client is great because they were then in a position to resell and make those decisions based on a good buy the first time.
Exactly. And so you've helped them live out the life that they had always dreamed of, which is amazing because you're not just putting them, and we always say it's like get you into the home that you have your dreams. You're not getting you home. It's a life. It's your
Absolutely.
lifestyle, it's the community. So
It's your biggest asset for
Yeah.
most people is your home, you know, and this, for years I was a stylist, and I used to joke because, you know, every woman has a relationship with their stylist that
Yeah.
is like no other. You know, you probably tell your stylist things that you don't tell anyone else. And I used to joke I could write a stylist book, but I wonder that my realtor book might trump
Yeah.
my stylist book. But, you know, I joke that I loved people so much that it wasn't enough to see you behind the chair. I had to get in your house.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and that's what real estate is. It's, you know, you do have a lot of people who have concerns with exponential growth and things that are happening, and I can absolutely understand those concerns, but what's going on in our area with real estate and the heart of the people who are working in it and serving our community, they're helping. You know, you may not be happy that someone moved in next to you, but I assure you the family who moved in next to you, maybe for, you know, changes of their area, whatever reason brought them here,
Yeah.
they're happy to be
Exactly.
here. So I would encourage everyone to keep being as hospitable as we have always been as a tourist area,
Yes.
and welcoming those who are coming here for a fresh start.
Yeah. Well, I love all of this. I mean, you are so active, and I wanted to touch a little bit on and let people get to know you personally a little bit better. So, you have an extensive resume on the professional side, which we've kind of go through, but you want to kind of share a little bit about your family's longevity in the community and what you've got your hands in.
Yeah. So born and raised here, called Myrtle Beach home my entire life. I'm married, and my husband and I own Myrtle's Inlet Outpost. We are right here along 17, right before you make it to the Marsh Walk. We're a charter fishing company. My husband's from Myrtle's Inlet. His family has lived on the creek his whole life, and from the time he was little, he was pushing a John boat out there. And his dream was to have a pro shop for Myrtle's Inlet for his area. Growing up here, there are so many amazing fisheries and things, but just a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
And we're in our 7th year there, and things are going well. We have 3 boys, our one a freshman in St. James, and twins at the elementary. So we've got a freshman and 2 kindergartners, which keeps us busy.
You've been through it all.
You know, I have. When the the kindergartners are crazy, I just look at the freshmen and think it won't be like this forever.
Yeah, we'll make it
and
through.
I'll be crying and asking them to put their phone down and hang out with me. A few years back, one of the biggest things that I spend my time doing is my son was diagnosed with cancer at 11.
Right.
And after a 2-year battle with that, he beat cancer.
That's awesome.
Living here my entire life, I didn't actually know any parents or children, I guess, who had children with cancer. So I really added that to things that I couldn't unsee, and situations around me in my community that I wanted to be a part of. So I'm vice president of a local nonprofit 501c. We're called Cancer Heroes of the Carolinas, and we take care of cancer children in Horry and Georgetown County and their families financially. You know, we pay their rent, their mortgage payment. We cover things, like the food stamps and things don't cover, gas for vehicles to MUSC for treatments, and we also, aside from those things, we offer ministry and just time with the parents. And when you're going through hard things, no matter what that is, many can sympathize, but it absolutely is valuable to have someone who has gone through it.
Yeah.
Who really understands the depth of the things that we can't say sometimes.
Right, exactly.
So I dump a lot of my time into that, and I am so grateful that my business has grown, that it has allowed me to step away and really be an advocate for our children in our area who do need help.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things I'm most proud of, is the work that I've been able to do, really just honoring my son's battle and some of our children who have not been as lucky with their battle.
Yeah, I mean, that's so commendable for you, and to see the need and to immediately act on it and get it going and get people, together and grow that. And we're going to do around town on them, because they've got some really cool things coming up and some events that you're going to get going. So we want to dedicate a whole segment to that, because
Thank you. I would so
I
appreciate
love
it.
that work that you're doing. I mean,
Thank you.
Children is always, just my kids, what I would do, and see how strong you are, and you guys made it through, and you can kind of be that hope for others. which is amazing.
I make this joke that, between being a realtor and working for a nonprofit 501c, it really keeps me grounded.
Yeah, really grounded.
If you've ever done work for a nonprofit, you're like, hey, it's me. And then it's true being a realtor sometimes. You're like, hey, it's me. It both could cause you to run one way or the other, but it certainly keeps me grounded in retrospect when clients are losing it over finances and things that, it's life.
It is, and you just keep rolling with it.
Yeah, we just roll through with it.
Exactly. And then you are also a member of the Rotary.
Yes, ma'am. The Myrtle Beach Decorah Rotary. I've lived in Myrtle's Inlet the last 10 years over in the Prince Creek area.
Okay.
I do a lot of business there just because it's kind of the same concept. We're in the school district there. I love my neighbors. It's really an eclectic array of retirees and families, and it's really nice. It's inland enough. We don't get any kind of funk or anything like that. But so I considered joining the Myrtle's Inlet Rotary because there are so many amazing people there. But ultimately, why I kind of chose the Myrtle Beach Rotary is because of the service projects that it does, in particular for Myrtle Beach High School, and I attended the Myrtle Beach School District. I've seen several shifts in the Myrtle Beach School District, some pluses and some down from where I came from. So I try to take what time I do have as a mom from 3, a business owner, a realtor, all those things, and pour it into things that are giving back to spaces that I lived and worked in, and that I really believe can be beneficial for other children and people in the area. So I was raised by a single mother, and so I'm financially aware of what life can look like for different individuals. So anytime I put my energy into something, it's probably going to be for the betterment of some individual's child or financially something to that degree.
Well, I don't know how you have all the time in the day to do everything that you have a hand in and do it so well.
Oh, thank you.
Because you definitely do it so well.
I try. I try. I just, I give it to God. I get up every single day, and I do as much as can be accomplished, and I have lose days just like everyone else. But I just, try to remind myself it's just a bad moment and not a bad life, which is probably good for everyone. And, I appreciated that you reached out to chat with me and stuff. It just, I love everything that your company is doing, and, great company.
Well, we love sharing stories like this because a lot of people don't always get to know the real you. So we started them out and we were kind of highlighting houses and, when helping, sell that kind of side of things. Well, obviously that doesn't need to happen anymore.
Right.
Because they sell unseen.
That's true.
At sometimes. But to really dive deep into who the realtors are in our community. And I mean, a lot of you, just like yourself, are doing so many good things for our community.
Absolutely.
And just, outside of the real estate world.
And I think sometimes that's a misconception. Realtors by nature, we do care. We work and we get paid like other people in all other professions, but we care. And you'll find a lot of realtors like myself who I never actually let a commission affect whether or not a family or someone can make a move. To me, that's not money I want to earn and business I want to do. So we try and we give, and the association has its hands in so many things for our community and for our members, and to a reminder to the public that the association's job is actually to protect the public.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
for sure.
we're very conscious about that, and just realtor in nature is a moral code of saying that we're going to be held to a higher standard, and we're going to represent our clients on all levels. And hopefully the goal is you end up with clients who say, I wouldn't make a move without you, and they trust you and they feel comfortable. And I certainly have built my business on the thought process that people who know more do more.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. You don't know until you know. And when you know, you can't unknow.
That's right.
So you just you make your impact where you can.
Absolutely.
Based on that information.
Yeah.
Well, this has been fantastic. I've learned so much about our community, about you. I love everything about it. Let everyone know where they can contact you should they need your services.
Absolutely. So if you're interested in what your home's worth or any of those things, you can find me at discovermyrtlebeachhomes.com. You can also give me a call on my cell phone at 843-333-4442. And you can search me out on Watermark Real Estate's website. So I'm kind of out there on a lot of different little things. So just hit me up. I'm pretty flexible these days.
Yeah.
And
buying, selling, call her. Want to get involved, call her. Have anybody that you want to connect with her, call her. She is the lady to know and the lady to get things done.
Thank you so
Perfect.
much.
Thank you.
It.
You guys have a great day. For sure, take her advice. Enjoy this beautiful day. Get out. Have some lunch outside. Come down to the Marsh Walk. It's beautiful down here. It's so serene, and it's definitely a jewel that we kind of forget about.
Yeah, come enjoy
Sometimes.
it for me. I'm on the way to Polly.
Yeah.
Come enjoy it for me.
All right. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.